Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to episode 9 of the Win with Music podcast. Today we're looking at the important question of how do I get a piece of music from scratch up to a professional performance level. We're going to ask Michael Fix, one of the world's top solo acoustic guitar players, that exact question.
We can use, I don't know, well, we could use MacArthur Park as an example.
Okay.
So with something like that, I'm learning, I know the melody pretty well. I'm figuring out the mechanics of where I'm going to play the chords, what key I'm going to play it in. There'll be a bit of trial and error, a bit of experimentation. How high does it go? How low? Can I get the bass note? Can I get some open strings in there? That's all in the very early part, a bit of time spent on figuring out a key, figuring out where it's going to fit on the fingerboard, if you like.
Yeah.
Because something like MacArthur Park has a huge range from high to low.
Yeah.
And so I'll figure out what's the highest part of the song, and it goes up here. Well, that's quite comfortable. But I also want to have the bass. What am I going to do? Tune down, or what'll I do with the bass? Will it fit? Once I've got that part down, I'll then work on the mechanics of the chords and the melody, how they're going to fit together. What position am I going to play the chords? So I'm still very much in my head. It's the puzzle, putting the puzzle together, just figuring out the basic moves, trying a few variations, what feels right, what sounds good, Now this process, depending on the complexity of the song, this can take quite a long time.
As in weeks potentially? Or...
Yeah.
In
case of MacArthur Park, it took quite a long time. It would have probably been over a few months.
Yeah.
But then it's a question of I'm committing to a sequence of chords and melody. I'm going to play it very, very slowly. And it's a process of there's some repetition, there's some memorizing going on and figuring out connections. There's a climb up there, and then it's going to go up here too. Figuring out what chord shapes will I play, and all those things. I'm still sitting in my chair, still in my comfort zone, still working out the mechanics. Now this will go on until I can play the whole thing from beginning to end, and then I think, okay, now I've learnt the song.
Yeah.
But now I've got to get it so deep inside me that I can play it whilst being distracted. So
yes.
I then start to put pressure on myself. And the first thing I might do is stand up and play it because the feeling is different straight away.
Yeah.
So I'm already thinking now in terms of when I perform this, am I going to sit or am I going to stand? Most likely I'm going to stand. But lately I sort of sit down for half of it and stand up for half of it.
Why not? Yeah.
So if I'm going to stand up and play something, I want to practice it, rehearse it standing up.
Absolutely.
Because just to it puts that thing into your head of something's different here. I feel a little bit awkward. What am I doing with my feet? All this stuff, these distractions appear in your mind. Then I want to continue putting pressure on myself. And what I might do is walk around while I'm playing.
Yes.
So that my body is doing one activity while my hands are doing something else.
Yeah.
I'll as I'm doing that, I'll look away. I'll look around my room. So I'm walking around.
Yep.
Not looking at the guitar. And ultimately, what I want to be able to do is have a conversation while I'm talking, while I'm playing.
While you're playing it.
So I'll annoy my wife. She gets very annoyed by this.
She's your guinea pig. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk out into the
That's
kitchen
right.
while I'm playing.
Yes.
And she's there and start having a conversation while I'm playing. And she said, "Put the guitar away and talk to me." And say, "No, this is really important. I need to do this." So it's even better. You can have an argument while you're playing.
What a fantastic in-depth look into the mind of a great professional musician as he detailed his process for getting performance ready. I'm going to end this episode with a great acoustic blues vocal track called Don't Waste My Time. It features me on the slide dobro. Until next time, bring music into your life and you'll win with music every day.
The sun sinking low, casting shadows that fall. I can feel your breath on my back. I'm waiting for the call. But timing moves like honey when you're lost in a thought. When I'm out here searching, wondering what you've got. Sitting on this porch step, the evening air is sweet, but it turns cold when your words turn to defeat. Every promise that you whisper, like smoke, it slips away. You say you'll come around, but it's been days and days. I need you to be real, don't dance around the flame. Tell me what you're feeling, I'm tired of this game. Don't waste my time, baby, if you ain't gonna stay. I'm standing at the crossroads, waiting for a sunny day. It's a heart on the line, but you're hardly ever near. So don't waste my time if you're holding back your fear.
To share our dreams under stars in the dark. You promised we'd go places, you'll break my heart. Oh, what a lark. Now I'm driving down a highway paved with broken plans. Each mile whisper softly, you should have held my hands. Every candle has its wick, burning bright, but it fades. Watch our love flicker out like the promises you made. Don't waste my time, baby, if you ain't gonna stay. I'm standing at the crossroads, waiting for a sign today. It's a heart on the line, but you're hardly ever near. So don't waste my time if you're holding back your feet.